What's happening, people? It's White Boy Lockdown Radio. We're back with another one. You know, this video here, tough one to tell. Definitely not one of my proudest moments in prison. Does it need to be out there? Yes. When I made the channel, I look on the YouTube scene and I see a lot of things I don't agree with as far as when it goes to Florida. The dudes that are representing Florida. Not all of them, but most of them. And I will go ahead and give a shout out to Florida Prison Talk. Just wrapped up an interview with him. I don't even know when this is going to drop. More than likely, I will post that interview on my community, but just kind of give you a time frame of when this drops. I'm not speaking to him, but you guys know who I'm talking about when it comes to Florida. But, you know, I want to touch on the weirdos again, all right? Because, look, if you're not breaking down the full and 100%, if you're not reminiscing to 100% on your prison stay, then you're not giving it to the people. Another reason I wanted to do this was solely about to defer people from gangs, and that was one of my main reasons. But listen, there's a lot of homosexual activity that goes on in prison. Okay, there's a lot of sissies walking around in prison. You know, and when you're in an open bay dorm, you have to keep your eyes on everything and your head on a swivel in prison. It's just a way to survive. You know, you got to know who's who, who's in what, who is what, and etc. But, you know, there was a time where there was a few sissies in the dorm. You know, there was a known sissy on this compound. His name was Coco. Its name was Coco. And it was disgusting because it was like an attention whore. It was like a one of those loud and abrupt sissies, and they're always around no matter where you go and no matter where you land. But in the dorm, you have to keep your eyes open and stuff. And me being a convict, you know, there's noises that I would listen for. Look, when you're in a dorm with a bunch of men, you cannot keep your eyes on everybody. You can't. And a lot of the time, you get up with your bros and they tell you something that they saw or they think it's going to go down, and now it's brought to your attention, and now you're focused on it. Now your eyes are over there instead of everywhere. And day in, day out, day by day, month by month, year by year. You know, I never was a big person to drink hooch, but it's disgusting. You know, it's fermented bread and Jolly Ranchers and fruit and stuff like that. But I will say, it does not taste the greatest. It's rather rank and all that. But it does get you buzzed. If I had to compare how hooch or jailhouse prison liquor tastes, it's very comparable to red wine. Not beer, but red wine. When, you know, anyone out here watching this, if you ever drank, I'm not talking about a glass of red wine that you'd order from a restaurant for $8, $10, wherever you live, because they give you a little bit of it. But when you're at home, you got a bottle of red wine. You know, what do you get out of a bottle of red wine? If you fill the wine glass all the way up, you get about, what, 5 glasses out of it, maybe? 4 or 5 glasses? Probably about 4. You know, if you fill the wine glass all the way up. You drink one nice big wine glass full of red wine, good red wine, even if it's cheap. It's about comparable to a tumbler of prison hooch. And I say this because the Punk Coco had a VO5 bottle, all right? I forget the types of shampoos you could buy in prison. I believe it was, there's Pert Plus, there's VO5, and I want to say there's another one. Because you have Crest, There's 2 types of toothpaste. You have the gel deodorant and the Lady Speed Stick deodorant. But anyhow, there's a few bottles of shampoo. But I see the punk with the shampoo. And I say I listen to noises and stuff because, there's certain noises scraping on the ground, and more than likely that person's making a shank. Who's making the shank? What gang are they in? You got to have your head on a swivel. But I see the punk with this shampoo bottle, this VO5 shampoo bottle, and I keep seeing him shave things, and I keep seeing him run to the other punks and whisper and stuff. So I'm like, what's going on? My instant convict instinct kicked in, and I'm thinking this must be some gangster ass hooch that they're making, right? So I keep seeing the shampoo bottle get passed, and they're giggling, all feminine like and all that, and but then as the bottle keeps getting passed around and stuff, I see weird things going in it. Here in Florida, they give you it's a blue bar of soap. It's a bar of Pride soap. Pride soap is state soap. So no matter where you go to prison, jail, or wherever, you're always going to get that state bar of soap. It's not like it's not Ivory, it's not Dial, it's not Irish Spring. It's just a state bar of soap. A lot of people use that for locking the sock, soap in the sock. But I see the punk passing the VO5 bottle around to the other punks, and then I see the punk shaving down the Pride bar of soap real fine and putting it in the VO5 and mixing it up. And I'm like, man, that can't be hooch. Are they putting soap in the hooch? So I'm watching the punk, I'm doing this very discreetly to myself, right? So, I go to my buddy Corrupt, and I walk over there with my coffee, and there's a way to talk to. If you're talking about somebody in prison, it's not like the streets where you're like, hey, look at that dude in the blue shirt, and you're both like, you can't do that. So I'm talking to him with my back to the punk, and literally I'm talking to Corrupt like I'm talking to you guys. You guys are right here. I'm like, bro, the punk, I'm looking at him and he's looking that way now. This is a convict way to do it. And I'm like, man, there's a bottle, this and that. And Corrupt starts laughing. Corrupt's been down, I think he's been down 4 times. Is it 3 or 4? 4 times. I mentioned Corrupt in a live. And if you didn't catch that live, to catch you up with Corrupt, he's been in prison a lot. I can't get a hold of him. I want to bring him onto this channel, and I want him to tell his story. He was the only person I could say that landed in the same prison as me both times. That's like hitting the lottery. The chances of that happening are like hitting the lottery. Man, there's so many prisons in Florida. If you go to prison twice, you having somebody at both camps, it's crazy. It's very, very rare to happen, okay? But I told a quick story, if you didn't catch the live, where he says, he's been in prison his whole life, okay? Long bids 4 times. And he missed a lot of his daughter's life. I saw his daughter's picture in his photo album the first time that I was in. She's a little girl, and then I saw her grow up, and the second time. And we were walking the track, and he was stressing out because now he's in for his 4th time, and he was telling me how he called home and her boyfriend answered the phone. And when her boyfriend answered the phone, he had a conversation with this guy. Remember, he's been in prison since he's missed a lot of his daughter's life. So meat and potatoes is he calls home, he answers, and the conversation went like this. Is so-and-so home? Oh, this is the boyfriend. Do you know who I am? Yeah, I know who you are. Do you know where I'm at? Yeah, I know where you're at. You've been in prison for X amount, X long. Okay, I want her home at this time. And then he ended the phone call with, whatever you do to my daughter, I'm going to do to you. Please don't make me look for your pretty pink butthole. Okay, so you get to I'm painting you a picture of my buddy. Very funny dude, comical, okay, but he's really living like that. One of the most solid people that I've ever met in prison. I'm trying to get into the channel. But anyhow, back to this scenario. I'm talking to him like this. He's looking this way. And he's laughing because I'm telling him, hey man, look, what's up with the punk? Keep your eyes on the VO5 bottle. They're doing something. But the weirdest thing is that they're shaving down soap and stuff. He's cracking up. He's like, Matt, he's like, you're shot out. That ain't Hooch. I'm like, oh, what are they doing? They're doing something. He goes, oh, they're doing something, all right. I'm like, well, what is it, bro? He's like, bro, that's a douche. Yeah. So they were shading particles of soap down, watering it down. And like I said, they're passing it around because one's going to the back stall of the shower or whatever. They're airing each other out, and they're passing the douche to each other. So just like I've made videos about Fifi's, I think I almost made one of a lock in the sock. I don't remember why I didn't. One day I'll get around to it. All these dudes make these prison meal videos and stuff. I'll get around to it. But does anybody really want to watch that? You know how to make a brick? Crush up some ramen soups, get some hot water, and add multiple things into it. Whoop-de-doo, you're eating prison food. Anyhow, I'll do it. But listen, I ain't never seen this before. They made a douche. This is a prison douche. So I'm locked in. I'm like watching what the punk's doing. Okay, I'm thinking there's a lick for maybe some hooch. All right, step down on him or whatever. It was a friggin' douche. Disgusting. The prison experience is nuts. You will see some things in there that won't leave your mind. Not for the good. not for the good. I don't know. How did I go twice telling the story? Man, all I can say is I got my life together now, and I will never go in there again. But listen, I'm going to try my hardest for this video here to make a thumbnail, because hey, look, a VO5 bottle ain't the smallest thing, okay? And you know, just imagine douching for a second, right? They had the, you know, it just definitely wasn't Hooch.